Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
What? There just needs to be water running down your body right now. She's sitting crisscross applesauce style in the chair, just rocking back and forth. Was this episode of 90210 a traumatic experience for you?
It was a little bit, actually.
Fuck? Oh, you'll never get clean. Just like Kelly. It is January 9th, 1998, everyone.
Yep, and we are back from our break.
98, yeah. We're back from our break, but you guys didn't really get a break, did you? The 90210 fans.
No break from us.
Just kept coming on. But yeah, we're officially back now.
It's been like a whole week.
Did you enjoy the very special episode that we did? If you listened to the bonus episode of the main show or whatever, the Lost episode, did you enjoy that?
Are you asking me or them?
I'm asking the audience.
Okay. I could not tell because it seemed like you were waiting for a response.
I'm talking to our many fans.
You're talking to the voices in your head, aren't you?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I know what's up.
Uh-huh. If you knew what was up, you would sleep with one eye open.
Oh, okay.
The voices in my head.
That's not good.
Anyway, we watched an episode on 90210, and I can't remember what it was called.
The Disappearing Act, I believe?
Oh, yeah! Disappearing Act. Good job.
I know, I remembered something that's amazing.
That is amazing.
We did just finish watching it. That does help.
Yeah. What's his name from Blossom was in it again?
Yeah. Blossom's brother.
Yeah, the boss...
What now?
Say Blossom's brother 5 times fast. Blossom's brother, and not the one that goes, whoa!
Right.
Not Joey Lawrence.
The older, less good-looking one.
Oh, wow. Joey Lawrence... He's got a nice head of hair, but that's about all he's got going for him, I think.
Oh, he's a nice-looking kid.
He's not a good actor.
Okay.
And his catchphrase of, I love how you roll your eyes at that, like, whoa, like you got to be a good actor when your ass is that nice. Anyway, so he's not. And then his catchphrase is just, whoa.
Well, he didn't come up with that on his own. I'm sure the writers did. So
No, he
can't hold that against
him. He improvised that.
Sure.
Just like Robin Williams improvised Nanu Nanu.
Did he?
Well, they wrote something else. I don't remember what it was. They wrote like Nanu Niktu or something. They wrote something that was like an alien language, and he like flubbed it to as Nanu Nanu. And they were like, no, that like when he did it, they were like, no, that sounds better. We're keeping that in.
Okay.
So that became the thing. So kind of yes, kind of no. Anyway, let's talk about 90210 and not Robin Williams, cocaine addict.
What?
Nah, he's fine now.
The hell?
He did a lot of cocaine.
Really?
In the 80s, yeah.
Aw.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, my God. Where do you think he got all that energy from?
I don't know. I thought he was just a naturally energetic person.
Ooh. Cover, uncover.
What the fuck?
That's a Robin Williams impersonation. I did it.
Good job. Do you want a cookie?
Oh.
We have cookies.
Ooh, yes. All right, go.
Go?
Cookie.
Jesus Christ.
You're about to lose me if you don't start talking about the episode.
Okay, Donna and David. I was trying to decide where to start. That's where we're going to start.
Donna. Oh, Donna and David.
So it starts out in the Peach Pit with David and his dad.
Yes.
And Nat is showing off pictures of his baby.
As a new parent will always do.
Very cute.
World famous orthodontist David Silver is in the audience there.
What?
That's,
David Silver?
Yeah, that's his name, right? Or no, not David, sorry. Mel.
Yeah.
Mel Silver.
There you go.
The famed orthodontist Mel Silver.
So apparently David dropped out of college, but I don't think we knew that.
No,
it felt like new information.
Yeah, and it's weird. They do this to us sometimes where they drop information like this on us as if we already know, even though we're not. We're discovering it right now. They're returning from summer vacation. Like, this is like the first week back to college.
Right.
And so he's not like officially dropped out. He's just not going back. He hasn't registered for classes. There's still time, but he hasn't done it.
He has decided he's not going back.
He wants to get a job as the next Spike Jonze.
You know,
Good luck, David.
It really is dumb because, like, okay, he took the summer, he had a job, he got some experience, and then he lost the job.
Yeah.
So go back to school. Like, what the fuck, David?
I don't understand what they do with David's character. Either the writers or whatever are like schizophrenic.
I know.
The show is schizophrenic about this because on the one hand, they continually tell us how talented and great David is. As a dancer, as a singer, as a musician, as a radio DJ guy, as a video maker. Yeah, whatever. Director of music videos.
Basically, anything he touches, he's good at.
But he fails at everything.
Right?
He's good at it for a little bit.
He's just not good enough.
He's good enough to tour with Babyface for a little while and then get crabs from Ariel. And then he's done.
The Little Mermaid had crabs.
And then...
Just so sad.
And then he's a good enough dancer for the high school, I guess, or whatever, but he doesn't make it there. Doesn't make it as a musician. He was on the radio, and everyone loved him, but then no one loved him. And then
he had a meth addict problem.
Yeah, then he's not good at there, and then he's doing the video stuff, and he's great for that, but then it's like, oh, they dropped him, and now nobody wants him.
Yeah, and now he's just sitting around pretending to be an agent, you know, acting on his own behalf.
He's pretending to be his own PR representative.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And drinking. He's doing this by himself and drinking a lot, which is concerning because he's an addict.
Yeah. Yeah, the PR representative thing's a real Donald Trump move.
What do you mean?
I don't know if you're aware of this, but billionaire business mogul Donald Trump once in I think the mid to late 80s or something like that, pretended to be his own PR representative.
Oh, weird. He'd
call. I've heard some tapes. He'd call up like different news stations and stuff like that, and he'd be like, "Yeah, my name's whatever. My name's David. Whatever. I'm Trump." So he put on this voice, right? And he's like, "I'm Donald Trump's PR," and they just like talk about how great Donald Trump is. Like, print this stuff.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Hilarious.
So, yeah, so David's trying to get himself a new job by pretending to be an agent.
Yes.
Not working out.
No, everybody's like, no, it's not good enough. It's not stylish. We don't like it.
And so, like I said, the episode starts out, he's talking to his dad, and his dad's talking about, 1 more year left of school, and blah, blah, blah.
How did he stumble into the one production studio or whatever that wanted to work with him?
I don't know.
And then the guy that wanted to work with him got fired, and then he got fired. Like, I don't get that. Like, how did he stumble? Why was there only one in all of LA? And how did he stumble into that? Why the fuck did they introduce Ray and be like, "Hey, Ray's back," and that went nowhere?
Well, why would it?
I don't know. I thought something was going to happen. We're going to work with Ray's band, and we're going to make this video and everything. We never see the video. And just Ray's just like, I've got a new girlfriend or whatever.
I guess they wanted to do some closure on his story. I don't know.
Dumb.
Yeah, pretty much. But he basically lies to his dad.
Oh, yeah. Not basically. He 100% lies to his dad.
Well, when they're in his kitchen later and he's talking to his dad and his dad's asking about school, he just ignores his questions.
Yes.
He doesn't outright lie to him.
Correct.
And I didn't remember if he had outright lied to him earlier.
I feel like it was kind of an outright lie. Because he was talking about going back to school and everything. And David's like, yeah, it's going to be great or whatever.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, he's lying to his dad. And Donna says something to him like, hey, you should tell your dad. because, like, I mean, they broke up, but they don't act like they're broken up. They act like they've been married for 20 years and hate each other. That's what
they do. They do. They act like an old divorced couple.
Right? But, yeah, she's all in his business. He's blaming her, too. He's like, I was just carrying your dead weight, and now I'll be, successful, which is
he's being
just mean.
Being a dick again.
As usual. Well, he's drunk. And...
yeah, well, that's going to be a thing.
And she's like, you need to tell your dad. And he's like, stay out of my problems, stay out of my life. It's none of your business. Apparently
his dad's sending him checks.
Yeah.
Like, instead of paying tuition directly to the institution.
Which, yeah, that would be smarter.
He's giving his son checks and saying, like, here you go. This is the money that you need for this semester for your books and probably room and board and stuff like that, yeah.
So he put a stop on the check.
Fuck yeah, he did.
When he found out from Donna that David dropped out. What the fuck is she thinking?
Yeah, well, completely not her place. I don't know what's going on in her head.
They're not together anymore. He showed up to get a coloring book that Erin, Kelly's little sister, had left at their house.
Right.
And she's just like, hey, by the way, David dropped out of school. I don't know if I should tell you, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, prompted by nothing.
Yeah, he didn't ask about David, nothing.
She's like, look, just so you know.
And, like, then he says he's going to cut him off, and it's like, she really did just kind of ruin his life. Like, he moved into this house he can't afford. Mm-hmm. And that was what his dad was on him about, too. He's like, you should have stayed in student housing. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, he visits him at this place, and he's like, oh, it's a nice place. He's trying to get it out of him. Mm-hmm. He's trying to let him know that he knows so that he'll say something. And he's going and everything, and David's like, oh, what do you want to drink? And then he picks up this jug, and he's like, you like lemonade? That's your dad. How do you not know if your dad likes lemonade or not? Ridiculous.
It's a little weird. Although, honestly, I don't know if I know if, like, my mom likes lemonade.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say your dad, because I was going to say...
Not comparable. Anyway.
Yeah, I think your mom doesn't really like lemonade that much.
I don't know.
Iced tea more.
Yeah, for sure.
See, but I don't know if she would like... that.
I don't know if she'd be like, ew, I don't want that.
No, I don't think she'd be like, ew.
Ew, yuck. Gag me with a spoon.
She'd say that for sure. If you know Carol's mom, late fee 1994 at AOL.com, does she like lemons?
Mom, if you're listening, let us know. So
she doesn't listen to this.
So that's when he's asking him all these questions and David just ignoring him. And finally he's like, I'm trying to give you an opening here. And he's like, an opening for what? To tell me that you dropped out of school. Because Donna already told me. Like, yeah. Well, no, he didn't. He doesn't say that. No, David, like, who told you?
Who else could it have been?
Exactly.
It's like, who told you? The producers told me, David.
He figured it out.
What do you think told me?
I mean, like, he was being a dick. He should not have done that to his dad. He should not take his dad's money under false pretenses.
Exactly.
But it is so not her place as his ex-girlfriend and ex-business partner to get involved.
Besides, everybody knows that if you want to get some money from your dad when you're in college, sign up for like 6 classes and then drop them before the drop date. Drop like 3 of them before the drop date. Or 2 of them or whatever. They'll send you the refund for the tuition check to you because, it's you're registered under your name.
That's ridiculous.
So they'll send the refund check to you.
That is awful. Did you do that? Oh my God, I think he did. He looks very guilty.
What are you talking about? Maybe I'm not even college age. You don't know. What age are we? We don't know.
No idea. So
maybe we're teenagers or a different age.
Okay.
But let's just say that is a thing that works.
Okay.
Your dad could send a tuition check to the school for the semester's tuition, based on the class schedule that you signed up for. And if you drop a class or 2,
Or it sounds like 3.
No, 2 was ever the most. If you drop a class or 2, they send you the refund checks directly to you.
Nice. Wow. Okay, so we talked about Donna and David.
I discovered that by accident. Mm-hmm. When I actually did have to drop a class.
Which class?
I think it was astrophysics.
Why'd you have to drop it?
I couldn't understand the professor.
Oh.
She was an Italian woman, and she spoke with a very heavy Italian accent.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to do a different class, but the other class was full, so I had to wait till the next semester. So I dropped it until the next semester.
And then they sent you a check, and you were like, hey.
I was like, what the fuck?
It's brilliant.
And I was like, next semester, sign up for extra classes.
Wow.
Never even go to one of them, and then drop the classes.
Anyway.
What, you got to learn to hustle, baby?
Then we have Valerie. And
Valerie.
What the fuck is happening?
Valerie.
Oh, no. I got him started again. The married dude she's dating. What the fuck is his name? I don't remember.
Stop me up.
Jesus Christ.
I don't remember his name. What was his name?
I don't know. I want to say Matthew, but I don't know.
It's not Matthew.
But yeah, the accountant that Jim Walsh sent her way.
Yeah.
So, like...
Noted pimp, Jim Walsh.
She's all flirty with him, and he's helping her, like, go through, like, these proposals from different construction companies, because she wants to remodel, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like 180,000, 200,000. She's like, oh my God. And he's like, oh, it'll be fine.
I think it was like 85,000, 100,000.
Whatever.
I think you're exaggerating.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's not a small amount of money.
And he's just like, I got you. Don't worry. It'll be okay.
That's it. Yeah. He fucking pulled a monocle out of his his breast pocket and held up 2 of those white bags with the dollar signs on them. I gotcha. No, he's saying he can get her funding.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. And he's like, it's so nice to be appreciated.
My wife doesn't appreciate me.
You know, whenever guys do that bullshit, they're lying. He's a liar.
He should be in the Lonely Hearts section.
Right?
Should be in Massive Love.
So, yeah.
And if you don't know what Massive Love is, listen to the main show.
Right? Massive Love is massively loving. Anyway.
Okay.
Now I'm all derailed because you mentioned Massive Love.
Okay. Anytime a guy does that, says that it's a good thing to be appreciated or whatever.
Yeah. And that their wife doesn't do something.
Right.
Yeah, he's lying. So, anyway, he's like, oh, it's so great to be appreciated. And she's all like, oh, yes, you're lovely, you're wonderful. And,
That's how I derailed you? Derailed you from doing a Valerie impersonation saying, you're lovely, you're wonderful. Thank God we got back on that track.
Right. No, I mean, it's like sickening. And then somehow,
Yes,
he's talking about shut up. He's talking about his son and like how he's trying to do something for him. And she's like, what?
My son always wanted me to fuck a teenager.
His son's name is Matthew, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Or Michael. I don't know. It starts with an M. Anyway. She says, don't ever let me come between you and your family.
I'm just going to come between you and the wall.
And then, later in the episode, when he's, not paying enough attention to her or whatever, she's like, hey, how can you pay more attention to your son than to me?
That's not exactly what she said, but it is kind of what she said.
It's the gist, okay?
And he calls her out. He's like, I thought you didn't want to come between me and the family. And she's like, yeah, but you can't let them come between us.
Which is so stupid. And now she's all googly-eyed and it's pissing me off. It seemed like before she was kind of using him, but now it's like she's in love with him or whatever in a selfish way.
I mean, I don't know that I never ever got the impersonation she was using him, but...
The impression.
What'd I say?
Impersonation.
Well, I didn't get that either.
He again.
Everyone knows that no one likes my impersonations.
Right. He again tells her that he is falling in love with her. And, like, I don't know where all this is coming from.
Where all of what is coming from?
Their infatuation with each other and I'm in love with you. And
did you see the white shirt she was wearing?
Oh, my God. Come on now.
The white tank top. You did, though, right? Like,
yeah.
That's why you were reacting that way.
So he's falling in love with her breasts. Got it. It's not cool. I don't like it. I don't like anything about this storyline right now. Okay. Like, it's not interesting.
It's not. You're right.
It's not
interesting.
It's just annoying and upsetting because it's wrong.
I don't know that it's necessarily wrong, although he's... Well, I mean, because he's
married.
But we don't know. We don't know if he's telling the truth and he's really trying to divorce his wife. Or going through with a divorce with his wife, and like they're separated and stuff. That's the shit he's saying. We don't know if that's true or if he's lying to both of them and he's really just wants to have an affair. So we're not sure which is the case. Let's say I guess it's slightly more interesting if he wants to have an affair. But yeah, my biggest problem with this isn't the infidelity, since these aren't real people. My biggest problem is the fact that this storyline is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I do not... And maybe part of the reason is because it's like they shopped at the fucking milquetoast store to get this actor.
Yeah.
It's like the casting director put out a casting call. Can I have the blandest white guy in the fucking world, please?
Well, and they have no chemistry. It's not.
That's another problem too.
It's not fun to watch them.
Her and David had a lot more chemistry on screen than her and this dude, than her and random guy. Yeah, and the other like random fucking boring white ass guy that she was with in the FBI dude, he was boring too.
Yeah, that's true.
This guy's equally as boring. You need something. If you want to make Valerie's storyline interesting, you need to pit her with somebody dynamic.
Yeah.
Fucking let her and Jonesy start fucking.
That would be at least interesting.
Yes, that would be at least interesting.
It would be weird. But...
It'd be really weird, but that guy's at least interesting.
And then, now, I don't understand this. It seems like the semester has not started.
Wait a second.
What?
We got to finish the storyline.
I thought it was finished.
No. What? It was so boring, it lulled you into a false sense of security.
I guess. What did I miss here?
So, they have this argument, right? And then he sends her flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Yellow roses.
Which, by the way, is the friendship color of roses, so I don't understand that. That's stupid.
And she's not from Texas, so...
Right.
Oh, the yellow rose of Texas is the only rose for me. You know that song. Anyway, so...
I did not know that song until right now.
What?
Why would I know that song?
Oh, my God, excuse you.
I don't listen to country, and I don't live in Texas.
Excuse you!
Anyway.
So, she's like, whatever, and they meet together, and he's like, hey, sorry, my buddy that has been married 6 times recommended yellow roses to send to you.
And she's like, you're taking his advice, and he's been married 6 times, which is a valid point. But, he's working on marriage number at least 2, Valerie.
And he says, practice makes perfect.
Ugh. Yeah, he's a slimy boy. I don't like it.
So then he's like, I'm planning dinner for us at a place that he recommended. And so they go there, and she's like, then now all of a sudden she's wet again or whatever. And they go there, and it's a hotel room, and there's room service.
It's ridiculous.
And she's in this like tight red dress. And she's like, I hope you're hungry. And he's like, she goes, I ordered something special. And he says, well, I like it. And she goes, I think he'll, what'd she say?
Devour the
whole thing. My vagina, she says.
Right? It was pretty gross and obvious.
And then that's where we cut. So they're fucking.
Yeah. So I think that's the first time they're fucking?
I believe so, yes.
So at least she held out for a while.
Good for him, too, to be honest.
I mean, good for anybody who gets to fuck Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, so now, Brandon.
Brandon.
I don't understand how this happened. He is now working for the school news station,
Right.
like on video.
This is an extension of the school newspaper. So this is still part of the news department of the school newspaper. That's why he's working on it. They are launching a cable TV station
Right.
for the school.
But the semester has not started yet, so why are they starting this already?
Because it's their launch episode for the first week of school.
Whatever. So they have...
Wow, I love that you have a complaint because it takes a while for production and stuff like editing, all that stuff to happen, right? So, yeah, I love that you have a complaint. I give a reasoned explanation for it, and your response is whatever.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, what the fuck?
I'm tired.
You get prepared.
I'm prepared. Always prepared.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have to hire an anchor woman.
Yes.
Why does it have to be a woman? Why can't it be a man? It was all women who auditioned. But anyways.
I don't know, because they want the sex appeal.
I guess.
They want their own Barbara Walters. They want their own Jane London.
If they wanted sex appeal, they should have gone for the girl who was trying to be sexy. But as soon as they saw her try to be sexy, they were like, nope.
Well, that's the most ridiculous way I've ever heard anyone read the news. Apparently, the copy that they gave them was scientists say that the Earth will be hit by a world-destroying asteroid sometime in the next 130 million years. That's the line, right?
Right.
And the one's reading it like, she's all like, all happy and stuff. And then the other one's got a pink sweater on, and she's like, scientists say. And it's like, that's a ridiculous way to read that headline.
So then a girl who didn't even bother submitting a tape just walks in the door, and she's like, I wanted to audition, and then they just hire her.
Yeah. I've got legs.
Like, I don't understand at all. And
She's got legs. Yeah.
Like, she absolutely sucks.
Yeah, she's not very good.
But, like, they're just like, whatever, at least we got somebody. And then when it's time to fucking record it, all of a sudden she has stage fright and doesn't, she's like, I can't do this. I can't do the show. I'm freaking out.
And it's not live, right? It's on video?
It must not be because they had time to take her out for drinks.
Okay, so I guess it is live. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
What?
Why was she ready to... I said, I guess it is live.
Why do you think it was...
Oh, I don't know, because they were like, we're on in 10 minutes and shit. Like,
yeah.
Like they were doing a countdown. But then she was up there before, and they were going to start recording. So I don't know.
I don't think it's live.
Well, then I don't understand why. Like, I guess a live broadcast would be more nerve-wracking, but if it's taped, like, what the fuck? If you fuck up, you can just do another take.
Yeah, I don't know. But she's like, I need a drink. Which, to me, says she can't do this, find somebody else.
Right.
To them means, let's get her a drink.
So they get her 3 whiskeys.
Scotches.
Yeah. 3 scotches.
And they're like, oh, can you hold your liquor? Which they don't bother to ask her until she's, on the 3rd fucking scotch.
Yeah, until she's belted down the 3rd scotch.
And she's like, I don't know, it's the first time I ever drank. And then
ever
she
drank in her
out.
life.
Jesus. Like, first of all, if she never drank before, then she doesn't know she needs a drink. She's not going to ask for a drink. The whole thing was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
I did not like this storyline at all.
Agreed.
And Brandon should have just gone on instead of her.
Brandon doesn't want to be in front of the camera, though.
Whatever.
I thought that's where it was going to.
Yeah. But instead, they just give her lots of black coffee and act like it's all going to be okay now.
And then she fucking, like, pulls it together like a professional at the end. And then just does a great program of the news. While she's drunk.
She's drunk. She showed no promise prior to this. She has no experience. But she did an amazing job.
Yeah, fire
Whatever.
her.
Do you think she's going to be the new love interest for Brandon?
Of course.
Ugh.
She'll end up on the pile.
I don't like her. I don't want her.
Well, unfortunately, you're not Brandon.
Bring back Susan.
I didn't like Susan.
I didn't like her that much, but I liked her better than this girl.
I don't know if there was one of Brandon. Bring back fucking Christine Elise. Bring back the punk rock girl.
Yeah, Emily
Valentine.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Bring her back. Bring back Audrey from fucking National Lampoon's Vacation. But no, I mean, seriously, that I would be cool with bringing back Emily Valentine.
Yeah, and then the final story.
The final story. Ba-da-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na.
Is Kelly at the Friendship House.
Yeah.
With
Friendship House.
With Jimmy, the guy she's been, making friends with.
Jimmy Gold.
And, she's helping him with dinner. He's chopping the lettuce or whatever.
He's chopping broccoli.
Broccoli, whatever.
Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli.
He cuts himself.
Yes.
And she runs over to help him and wraps a towel around him and realizes she got his blood on her hands and, freaks the fuck out. Okay, I mean, I guess it's nice that in the moment she was like, oh, let me be helpful and help him and stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, with the amount of freaked out she got afterwards, you think she would have just been more careful and not touched his blood?
Right. Did she not realize that that AIDS travels in blood?
Well, no, she did. She just wasn't thinking. Because, even while she's washing her hands, she's like, oh, this blood's infected, isn't it?
Yeah,
which
but
seems
she's
like a
asking
shitty
the
thing.
question.
Yeah. But that seemed like a shitty thing to say to him, too.
And he's like, yeah, I'm riddled with fucking AIDS.
Right?
What do you think?
He's like, you don't have any cuts on your hands, do you? And she says, no.
Any rips in your cuticles?
Right.
Have you spoken harshly to your palms today?
But I mean, if everything was sealed like she said, then as the doctor later explains to her, skin is a barrier.
Correct.
So she would be okay.
And several layers of skin are a barrier. And it's even possible to get AIDS-infected blood on a wound and still not get infected.
Yeah, it's just like any other, virus. You need a certain amount of it.
It's called a viral load.
Yeah.
Correct. You need a sufficient viral load to actually infect your body with it.
I know a nurse who got stuck with a needle and for somebody who had AIDS, and, they didn't get it. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I worked at a school once, and one of the children had AIDS. One of the elementary kids, very sad, had AIDS.
That is very sad.
I believe from a transfusion.
Poor baby.
And they didn't tell us who.
Oh, interesting.
To protect the anonymity, to protect the sensitive medical information of the child, we were not allowed to know which child had AIDS.
Wow.
All we were told is one of them did. So anytime, the standard procedure was anytime that there was a blood accident, someone got a bloody nose or whatever, it was treated as if it could be from, AIDS. It was treated as a biological hazard. And we wore protective gloves and stuff like that and everything to make sure that we were safe, and clean up and all that stuff.
Well, that's smart.
So that's how they dealt with it. They treated all blood accidents like that.
Well, Kelly is, freaking out, thinks she's dying. She has a nightmare that she's got the AIDS rash happening.
Kaposi sarcoma, which is a form of cancer, a form of skin cancer.
That comes from AIDS?
Well, so it's... Kaposi sarcoma is a form of skin cancer that causes the rashes like we saw in her nightmare on the skin or lymph nodes, roof of your mouth, stuff like that. I believe it's a fairly weak cancer as far as cancers go. So it typically only, older Italian men were prone to get it. It's a very rare type of cancer. But it typically only appears on immunocompromised patients.
Okay.
Either taking very heavy immunosuppressant drugs, or if they have a retrovirus like HIV or AIDS, which suppresses the immune system, then it makes their body much more susceptible for it to actually, go throughout their body. But yeah, so that's a form of cancer.
So she's freaking out about that. Jimmy, the guy who bled on her, calls to see how she's doing, and she blows him off and hurts his feelings, which, makes me mad.
Yeah.
She's not handling this very nicely.
No. She's like, I don't know if I can come there,
I'll be there all the other days, but not today.
Yeah.
Whatever, Kelly.
Fucking asshole.
He's like, I talked to my doctor and he'll talk to you and get you tested and stuff.
All right.
And then she finally does decide to go to the doctor and doesn't tell him, which I think is weird since it's supposed to be his doctor.
I don't know if it is his doctor or if it's her doctor. Just some random doctor.
Right. Okay. But she goes to the doctor. She doesn't tell him she's going, but he somehow convinces her roommates.
Yeah.
That seems weird. That seems like not a thing you'd just tell somebody, but whatever. So he shows up.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, keep her company, be supportive.
Cough on her express.
She looks at him like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, what are you doing here? So that was kind of bad. But she goes back, she talks to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you really probably didn't get AIDS from this because your skin's a barrier.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an issue.
He's like, hey, if this happened the way you said it happened, then there's no way.
But let's talk about your past.
He's like, hey, have you ever had an HIV test? And she goes, no. And she's like, but you fuck people. And he's like, yeah. She goes, yeah, sure I do. And he's like, well, what about Dylan? You ever do any drugs?
Do you use a condom every time?
And she's like, yeah, he wrapped it up. And he was like, every single time? Even that time you guys drank wine late at night? It was New Year's Eve? I have a camera on you at all times, Kelly.
So then she looks like she's going to puke or pass out or something.
Right. And he's like, hey, listen, that's the way you're going to get AIDS, Kelly. Not from some AIDS patient fucking bleeding on you. This is how you're going to get AIDS.
So she does get the test.
Yep.
And
she's positive. She's got AIDS, everyone.
Oh, my God.
No.
She's been through enough shit. No, she is not.
Yeah, she's negative.
Yeah. But, whatever. I mean, it was an interesting episode. They also have a magic show for him, because he does his magic tricks. He got to perform on stage. And what are you laughing about?
I just said, the way you said it, it's like he's a little kid. It's like they have a magic show for him.
Well, no, he's the magician.
They set up a little thing for him.
And he does some really good tricks. And he starts coughing on stage.
He does one.
Like he's going to die. And Kelly runs up there to give him a drink. And then he's like, oh, I had a frog in my throat.
Yeah, he vomits up a frog. But, he didn't do a good trick. He calls Steve up there. Steve's got he's like, hey, Steve, you got any bills? And he's like, here's a bill. It's $100 bill. Because I'm fucking rich, you fucking dying asshole. And Steve's kind of a dick in this episode. He doesn't actually say all that, but...
just because he handed him a $100 bill, he's a dick?
No,
maybe that's all he had.
Earlier, he was like, oh, I don't want him to touch me or whatever.
Yeah.
The AIDS guy.
But he does go up there and shake his hand anyway.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, let me show you this trick. And then we close up, like they fucking lock the camera down an inch away from someone's hands that are definitely not this actor's hands doing close-up magic.
Yeah.
Just framed on their hands, can't see anything else because it's a regular magician that they hired.
That's fine, though. Whatever. The actor can do it.
And he does the close-up magic where he makes the $100 bill turn into a dollar bill. And then he's like, hey, check your pocket, Sanders. And he's got the $100 bill in there. You know what, though? You say, oh, it's fine. The actor can't do it. We watched that Mission Impossible movie. You know what I fucking found out? It's that fucking Tom Cruise learned that magic trick with the disc.
Oh, really?
Make it appear and disappear and stuff on his hand. Yeah.
That's cool.
He studied and learned that.
Well, good for him.
That's called the art of acting. Older brother from Blossom.
Okay.
The fact that he's not a good actor because now I just realized
you're just being mean.
I praised him.
He is a good actor.
I praised him last episode for his acting, and he was also very good in this episode. But
yes, he was.
But I'm gonna slam him because you're the fucking brother in Blossom, and all we can say is older brother in Blossom. At least fucking Joey Lawrence has got whoa.
Wow.
Even though he sucks.
You're a dick.
Well, Joey Lawrence sucks though.
That doesn't make you not a dick.
That's true.
Okay. So, end of episode, he actually moved me to tears with his shitty acting because
No, actually, he is. I'm surprised we haven't seen him in other things because actually he's very good.
Yeah. Him and Kelly are looking at pictures together, and he's talking about he put all his photos away because he's only looking forward now. He's done looking back. He feels like he only has a few days left. That he had his high point getting to perform on stage, and he's done now.
He knows he's going to die somehow.
Well, a lot of people do.
He read next week's script,
I guess. But no, sometimes people do know when their time's coming.
I guess so.
My dad seemed like he knew.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even, terminal or anything. He just knew. It's weird.
That is weird.
Anyway, they like take a picture together and it's all sweet, and him and Kelly are fine now, even though she like blew him off like twice. Whatever.
But not the fun way, because he's gay.
Right.
And plus she could have gotten AIDS that way.
Right. So what do you think? Do you think he's going to die next episode, or do you think he's going to die in between and the next episode is going to be his funeral?
No, he'll die. He'll die next episode.
Well, then why'd they call it the fucking disappearing act?
Because she was disappearing.
Who?
From his life, Kelly.
Oh. Interesting. I did not see it that way. Good job.
Yeah, thanks. Really figured that out.
I think that was it. I think that's all the stuff that happened.
That is all the news that's fit to print.
So we'll, I'm sure, talk sadly about Jimmy dying next time.
I guess. Maybe we'll talk happily about it.
No.
All right. This is the only storyline that really, resonates in any way.
It's nice, though.
It is nice.
It's nice to feel things.
Well, it's nice to be back with you guys, too.
Yeah, I enjoyed my more than a week break, but I'm enjoying making tapes again.
All right, well, why don't you tell the people what they need to know, and then we can get the fuck out of here.
All right, so you can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
Oh, you'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.